welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jada. So this video is going to be a little different than my normal videos. I'm going to talk to you guys about how I started acting and how I got to Amazon Prime, which is crazy to say, literally still to this day. But I'm going to tell you guys the steps that I took to get there, because everyone's journey is totally different. Not everyone's journey is the same, and my journey was literally backwards. If I say, yeah, it was backwards. It was insane. But I'm gonna talk to you guys and tell you guys about how I got on TV. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, because this is gonna be good. So basically my journey started, like, I feel like as any other younger girl, growing up, you're like, you watch Disney Channel, you watch all these shows, and you're like, I can do that. Like, I can see myself on TV. But me growing up, my family, we didn't have the funds to have me in classes and stuff and to do different type of things that other families had. And so I had to wait until I got a little older. And so, you know, telling your parents like, hey mom or dad, I want to be an actress, they're like, listen, be realistic, because a lot of people don't make it in this career or to that point. But I knew deep down inside, like, this is what I wanted to do. Like, I had my mindset, I knew I could do it. It wasn't until I got to middle school I took my first drama class and I loved it. But I didn't fully start acting until 2019. You know, I took my drama class in middle school, and then when I got to high school I started doing theater there. And so, you know, just to get some more experience in acting, because again, this is what I wanted to do. And once I did that, got a job, and so I started paying for my acting classes outside of school. Got to college, I took acting classes there. So like, we have acting classes, acting 1, we had theater appreciation, like those type of classes I took because, again, I still wanted to act. I knew that is what I wanted to do. 2019 comes, and then I got a job. You know, again, I got a job, paid for acting classes, and then got to college, did my first theater show. Mind you, I had never done theater in my life. You know, I grew up on the stage because I danced at church. That was the only like stage experience I have, and we did little skits and stuff at church, so I had stage experience already growing up, so I knew. But I got, you know, I did my first theater show in college, which was amazing. I never thought that I would do something like that. I knew that I would, but it just never dawned on me that it was actually happening. So I did my first theater show, and then this is where everything gets it becomes backwards. Once my shows were over, one night I was in my room, and again, I'm on my computer, I'm searching up acting classes in my area, because again, I wanted to train. I still wanted to get better at my craft and continue training to get to where I wanted to be, which was TV and film. So I come across this acting school, and they were holding auditions. Like, they had a casting call, they were holding auditions for their new TV show, like a new TV show that was going on. And at first I was like, because you know, a lot of times certain stuff you can't really believe on the internet, or it turns out to be a scam, and they want you to pay all of this money. It was crazy. So I didn't sign up right then and there. I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait. And so I talked it over with my mom. The following night I went back on there, and I was like, okay, so listen, at this point I don't have nothing. I don't have a headshot, resume, demo reel. I have nothing. The only thing I do have is one little section of training and one little theater show on my resume that I created. So that's all I literally have. I go on there, and so I have to submit my resume and a picture of myself, because I didn't have headshots at the time. So I submitted a picture of myself. Okay, let's just see where this goes, because, you know, again, you don't really know. So a few days later I get a call, and they're like, hey, we would love to have you audition for our TV show, for this TV show. And I'm like, oh, okay. Mind you, I didn't have that much experience, so I'm like, how is this, okay, how's this gonna work? Me and my sister, we do a scene, like, she's my scene partner, so we do a little self-tape. I send it in. I didn't hear anything back, and mind you, this is like August at the time. I didn't hear anything back, and fast forward to December, I'm out of town, and it's like New Year's, and I get an email, and they're like, oh, congratulations, you booked a guest star role on our show. And I'm like, hold up, because normally this stuff happens in movies, or it rarely happens. It doesn't really happen to everybody. again, everybody's journey is different. So I'm like, oh wait, like I booked, like what? Like I was just shook. So January 2020, I go to film, and I met the most amazing people, and I'm still in contact with the directors and producers to this day. Like, still in contact with them, love them to pieces. And I go to film in my area, like where I live in my state of Florida, and it was just so surreal because I was like, I'm really on set filming, when a few months ago I didn't even think that I would be here to this point. But again, God knows He has everything planned out, so thank you, Lord. And so I'm filming, you know, and the filming's done, and I'm just like still like mind blown because I just got done filming a TV show for Amazon Prime. Like, what? And so then fast forward a few months later, I go to the premiere. Mind you, at this point I still have no headshots, I have no demo reel. I have a mini resume. That's it. That's all to my name. And training, that's it. A little bit of training. So I go to the premiere, I watch myself on screen, and so I'm gonna add pictures so that you guys can see everything. And so I'm watching myself on the screen, and I'm just like in awe because I was like, I dreamt of this day for so long, and it came not even a year later. Like, the training I was doing, everything happened like in 1 year, and I was just like, it was just mind-blowing and exciting. So then fast forward a few months later, after the premiere, I finally get headshots, because y'all know in acting you need headshots, resume, demo reel. Or like if you're starting out and you don't have a demo reel, like you can put clips of you acting, like doing a monologue or scenes with someone else, just to get yourself on camera. So I get headshots, they look great. So at this point I finally have a demo reel because I've experienced in acting. I have headshots, I have a resume with, you know, some stuff on it. So I'm like, okay, you know. And normally when, like, at this point you're like, okay, how can I continue doing this? How can I still continue being on screen and getting more experience in acting and on sets and stuff? So I continued training after the premiere stuff. I continued training, taking classes, you know, trying to build my resume. At this point I'm like, well, do I submit myself for an agent to continue being on TV? Because obviously in TV and film you need an agent to get you those auditions for HBO and Netflix and all that stuff. So at this point I have headshots, I got a resume, and I have a demo reel. I start sending my stuff off. And here's the thing with that, you're not going to be right for every agency, and not every agency is going to be right for you. I'm sending my stuff off. At the time I didn't know that I had an agency here where I lived, so I submitted my stuff, and then a few months later I get a call, we would love to rep you, we will, you know. I'm like, mind you, my resume is still kind of blank, like, but my headshots and everything, like, I think it's what kind of got me in that door, obviously, and God got me in that door. I got an agent. And at this point, and this is where a lot of actors make mistakes, we think that because we got an agent we don't have to do any work, which is a lie. You still have to do work. Your agents are the ones that get you auditions, but you still have to train, you still have to make sure your headshots are up to date, you still have to make sure your resume is up to date, like everything is up to date. So my thing that I did is I stopped training, and it's like, okay, and I was like, okay, well, I got an agent, I don't have to do nothing else, they're gonna get me the jobs. That's where I messed up at. I got auditions for HBO, what else, I don't know, it's a lot, but I got a lot of auditions. I'm like, you know, at the time I'm like, I'm not booking anything, but that's because obviously you're not gonna book everything. But then, you know, my resume was still looking the same, and I'm like, maybe this is why I'm not getting as much auditions as I want, because I'm not growing. Like, I'm not putting myself out there, I'm not still training, I'm not making sure my package is up to date, that my package is perfect. And I decided to just cut ties, and I was like, because, you know, I don't want to waste their time because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I cut ties, and then at this point I didn't have an agent for like a few months. I'm just like, I'm just like, this one, I'm like, okay, Jada, you need to start training, get back into classes, doing what you're doing, make sure everything is set. So I started doing it. I started taking more classes, I started auditioning for short films and student films. So now at this point I got more experience on my resume. So I have films, like short films, and now student films. I have a lot more training. I have a TV show, I have perfect headshots. So now I'm like, okay, now you can start auditioning. I mean, now you can start looking out for agents again, reaching out to agencies. So again, I go through the process again. I'm submitting myself to agencies. I'm like boom, 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 not hearing nothing back until one agency contacted me. It was like, we would love to represent you. I'm like, we're not gonna make that mistake that we did the first time. You're gonna keep doing what you're doing. So now I am currently signed to a new agency that I love, and I've gotten some amazing auditions, and I'm still auditioning for short films. I just booked 3 new short films. I just you know, I have headshots. I still have a demo room, updating my demo room with clips and stuff of me, of new things that I'm doing. So I'm doing my part. And so for any of you aspiring actors out there, start training. Literally don't even think about agencies, because you are kind of far from looking for agent because you're new. You need to get the experience. You need training. You need to consistently be in classes every single week, like non-stop, because that's how you get better, and that's how you progress in your acting. That's how you have a solid foundation. You know what you're doing. And then once you have all of that, then you start auditioning for short films. Still get experience on set. Book at least 5 to 10 short films so that they know, okay, she's auditioning, she's booking these, she knows what she's doing, she's good. But again, don't stop training. You need to still train. Once you have training, you have short films, you know, headshots. Get your headshots. So you need your training, headshots, auditioning for short films. That's what you need. So get your headshots. Get headshots that characters you can play. So if you can play a girl next door, get headshots that look like that. If you play a superhero or any type of villain, get headshots. You don't have to wear a costume, but get regular clothing that exemplify those type of characters that you can play. And then once you have that, get a demo reel. When the experience that you have on the short films and sets, get those clips of you acting, put it together, make a demo reel, so that you can showcase the agencies and agents and managers that says, hey, look, I act, like I have experience, I know what I'm doing. And so that's how you get from A to Z. That literally, and you're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over. You're gonna keep updating headshots, you're gonna keep training, you're gonna keep taking away old classes, adding new classes, and taking away old clips of you acting and adding new clips of you acting. You're gonna continue doing that because it's a process. And the thing is, don't rush it. It takes time. You're not gonna be the next Denzel Washington in one day. It took them years. Some of them went to school for this. They years and years and years to get to where they are. Nothing happens overnight. For some people it do, but for others it don't. Like me, I'm still training, I'm still taking classes, I'm still doing what I have to do, auditioning, booking, and making sure that I'm ready so that when my opportunity comes, I'm ready to be on that set leading a series regular role, you know, and that I have the confidence, like I've worked hard for this and I know what I'm doing. So that is what I want to tell you guys. But if you guys have any more questions, like any recommendations of acting classes, like if you live in Florida and you want any recommendations of acting classes, or you already have your headshot resume and reel and you need agency recommendations, or I'll happily, you guys can inbox me or DM me and I'll put my Instagram and I'll happily help you guys. But it's a journey, you know, and it's fun. Like if you think about it, it's really fun. And then once you get to where you want to be, you're gonna sit and think like, wow, like all of my hard work really paid off. Like I did it, you know. Well, God and I did it, and it's like, it's amazing. So that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and just let you guys know, keep going. If you're an aspiring actor, keep going. You know, it's not the end of the world. You're gonna get a lot of no's in your auditions, a lot. Like us actors, we face a lot of rejection, and if at some point in your life you're just like, okay, next, you know, because that's how you have to be. You have to have tough skin. You're gonna get a lot of no's. And so, and remember, not every role is right for you. The role that is meant for you will be for you, and the ones that are not, it's meant for someone else. Yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on my post notifications. I love you guys so much. Bye.